So, hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and today I'm going to go back to classic Sudoku after a few days of doing variants, and this one's been sent in. It's compiled, I think, by our viewer, Jason Olson, so thank you very much, Jason, for sending this in. He sent us a couple and said this one's called Infinity Sudoku, so the given digits make the pattern of the infinity symbol in the grid, which is very neat. A couple of other digits provided, presumably because they're necessary for the solving, and that's great. Going to have a go at it and see how it goes. He thinks it should be fun to solve. We shall see. So we'd normally start by looking at a row, column, or box that has lots of digits in it, and we can see that the central row's got 7, as has the central column, because of the shape of the symbol. But the central row needs an extra 2 and an 8, and the column needs a 5 and a 9, and we can't place any of those given the other digits in the grid. So, in fact, they're not a decent place to start. So let's look instead. Let's look instead at these 4s in the central rows. There's a 4 in row 4 and a 4 in row 5, so we're going to need a 4 in row 6 in this box. It must be in one of those two positions. 6 is even better. There's a 6 in row 5 and a 6 in row 6. We know which one of these two must be a 6 because of this, a 6. So in that can go. We must get 6s in one of those two cells later. 7s we can restrict down there. What else? 5s across the middle boxes, 8s down here, not sure which way round yet, 6 again, that's interesting. We've got a 6 in column 1 and a 6 in column 3, so 6 up here must be in one of these two, and that 6 determines which of them is a 6. That gives us a 6 pair in the middle box there. 1s. Yes, 1s, we can place another digit in the grid. That's a 1 because of the 1s in rows 1 and 2 and this one. That's good. Yeah, 7s at the top must occupy one of these 3 cells in row 1. That may not be all that helpful yet, but maybe later. 2, 1, 7, 9. 7s down here must be... no, in fact 7s are fixed. Look, we've got a 7 in column 4 and a 7 in column 5, so this must be a 7 because of that 7. So that places the 8 as well that we got earlier. Now we know that 8 is in the top row in that final box. This 3 rules out these 2 empty cells, so 3 must be in column 6 there, and that rules out column 6 from the central box for 3s, so there must be a 3 in one of those two as well. Okay, that's nice. Anything else going on? What else might be useful here? 6, 9, 8, 3, 4, 5. Probably missing something fairly clear at the moment, but that's the way it goes. That can happen. 3s, we're down to 2 possible locations in the top right box. 6 is... Oh, 4, look at that. Sorry, yeah, you've probably been shouting that at the screen as well. So column 4 and column 5 both have a 4 already. That fixes this 4, and that places a 6 here as well. That's very handy. So now we know that there's a 9 in one of the top 2 here, because that one's been ruled out by this 9, and that allows us to place the 9 in the first box because of the 9s in columns 1 and 2. Now look, in this row 2 there's 6 digits, only 3 cells remaining. We need 2, 5 and 8, and 5 is ruled out both from column 2 and column 8, so this must be a 5. Now this is interesting. We remember that, I'm going to put these in, that in row 5 we needed to place a 2 and an 8. in one of these two cells. Now, this isn't the normal notation. This isn't what I've been describing as Snyder notation, but they're the only two cells, they're the only two digits that can go in that cell. And up here, we've got a 2 and an 8 to place in row 2 as well. Now, what that means for column 1 is we know where the 2 and 8 go. They must go here and here. And that, hopefully, will mean something. We've got 1, 7, 3, and 4 to place. This can't be 3 or 4. 4 can't be here either. 4 must be... Oh, look, as well, yes, 4 here and 4 here means that 4 in the top right box is one of those. 4 has to be at the top here. And we've just proved that 4 can't be here. It can't be, sorry, for column 1 I'm talking about. 4 can't be in row 4, 5, or 9. And now it can't be in row 3 or 2. So the top cell here is a 4. What good is that? With the 2 and 8 placed, we've got 3, 1, and 7 to go. This one can't be a 1 or 7. They're both in the row. So that's 3. Now I'm going to again put in this slightly unusual notation for me of 1 and 7. Oh no, look, 7. 7 in row 7 and 8. So we can fix the 7 in this box as there. That makes this one a 1. Excellent. So we know there's a 1 either here or here. What else can we tell from this? That was quite a good burst of activity. And this 2, 8 is interesting. Now we're still remembering that that's not the standard Snyder notation 2 and 8, and the same over here. 4, 3. We don't quite know. So we're kind of, oh yeah, look, we've got a 1 that can go in here. But then after that, 2 in one of those cells. 1 here or here. 2 in, oops, 2 in one of these 3, but we don't know which one. Ah, yes, okay. There's something else we can get. This cell here. Now, if we were doing candidate notation, it might have been better than Snyder notation at spotting that. We've got 91827 in its row and 653 in its column. The only possibility is a 4 there. And that resolves the 4 up here, which is useful. The only place a 3 can now go in this box is up here. So we've got the top corners resolved now. 379, that must be helpful. 3, yeah, that fixes the 3 down here. And that's good. That fixes 3 here as well. We've got 6, yeah, that resolves the rest of this row. We've got 5 and 6 to fill in, and that 6 disambiguated them. That gives us a 2-4 pair here. That was good, but 5's down there. But we don't know much about where 9 goes down here, so that box is quite hard to resolve. Now, earlier we used the 2-8 pair from the central row, and that helped us get forward. Now, what if we look at the 5-9 pair in the central column, which we haven't used yet? And I'm thinking specifically that if we imagined that this cell was a 5, that would fix this whole box, because that would make this a 9 and this one a 2. That would push the 2 to here. Look at this, yes. This would now be a 9 because that was a 5. That would make these two cells 9 and 8 up here. And that would mean that this cell is impossible. Why is it impossible? Well, because of that 9, we've now got 9, 8 up here. So we've already got 9, 8, 3, 4, 7, 6 in the box. In the same column as this bottom cell, we've got 5 and 1, and we've got a forced 2 that we just worked out that 5 would give. So that is not a 5 there. So instead, that must be the 9. That gives us a 5 here, That fixes the 5 there, the 8 there, and surely we're now on the way home at this point, I would think. 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't know about 2, 1, 9 there. We've got 2, 5 to place there. 3, 9 to place. Oh yes, we can place 5 and 2 there. 3, 1, 9, 7, 6, 8, 4. 2 and 5 here in some order, but I don't know what that is. I'm still absolutely sure. Yes, look, that 8 that we got here, that's resolved this 8-2 pair. And that's vital because that resolves this original 8-2 pair. Gives us 8s and 2s all round the grid. We can now finish this final column with 8 and 1. 9 and 2 to place in the bottom box. That gives us a 9 here. 1 and 7 here. 8, 5, 7, 6, 4. That's a 9. 2 and 3. These are 4 and 7. That's a 3. Yeah. Then now we can do the 5-2 pair here. 5 and 7 up the top, and they have to be that way round because of this 5 down here. That gives us an 8 here. 4-2 pair resolved, and I think we're finished now with 4, 7. There we go. So that is the completion of this puzzle. What a nice puzzle that was. I mean, really nice use of these central rows and columns. I can never tell the extent to which that's deliberate, but Jason sent it to us and said we might like it, and he was right. I do like that. That's a very clever puzzle. I hope you had a go at it and found something like the same chain or a similar pattern. There may be other ways of getting to the end from the point I did. So thanks for watching, and I do hope you'll subscribe to Cracking the Cryptic. We love having you watch our videos. And we'll be back with more Sudoku and possibly more crosswords soon. So thank you very much. Do subscribe, do visit us on Patreon, and there's extra content for people who sponsor us there. And you're very welcome. Thanks for watching Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.